866-282-7327. That's 866-282-7327. You can also log online to nfb.org and click donate. And maybe you know someone that's blind. You can reach out to NFB at nfb.org. That's NFB at nfb.org. So what do you have to lose? You have everything to gain by helping someone in need, like your motivation. Oh, and a tax deduction. So why not get started today? And remember, charity is only a phone call away.
Welcome back to Lion Tales, powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College 90.3 WHPC. I'm your host, Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with Aurora Workman, and our guest today is Steve Urso, Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits of America sales consultant and an associate adjunct professor in the hospitality department here at Nassau Community College. So how would you summarize your teaching experience here at Nassau?
Wow. Well, I'll tell you, it is beyond fulfilling. I am just so excited that I feel like, I have this opportunity to give back. My peers, or should I say that, the professors that had taught me in the department have really put me in the forefront to now then kind of pass the torch to go on to the next level in teaching. I'm also what I would say a liaison in the industry. Mm-hmm. So being that I'm in the sales at Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits and teaching in the hospitality program, I'm able to help get the kids jobs. And I get them involved, within the industry. And, since I've been teaching, I hate to admit how many years, but now I have students who are managers, GMs, and owners. Wow. And I am just so proud. So it's just a wonderful experience. It's so fulfilling to know that these students have, done so well with themselves.
Wonderful, sitting down in a restaurant and then here comes.
That's right, and getting all that extra service.
All that good service.
You get the best service, may I say.
And what is some of the advice that you would give to yourself way back when you were a student? What would you say to yourself now?
Well, I would say not to take things too serious. I would say really run with your passion. I think sometimes when we're younger and we're not sure what we want to do, we take advice of others and we don't really go with our gut feeling. I know that what I had gotten involved with was something I really wanted to do. And I think because I had that passion and drive, it really put me in the fast track. So I would really have told myself, go for it. Do what you really feel is what's your gut.
Yeah, we were speaking about that a little while ago too. That sometimes students have a tendency to sort of backtrack what they love or put it to the side, and then eventually it will come back to them. But at the same time, it really is worth it to sort of pursue the love at the beginning when you have the energy and drive.
Agreed.
And then at times too, I've heard students that don't know that they can make their passion a career. They're always looking for the career in the box.
Absolutely. and something I talk to my classes about quite often is that you need to be in it to win it. Mm-hmm. So, I think it's, I would have told myself, continue to, get out there, get involved, whether it's, involved in clubs or getting a, maybe a part-time job that has to do, with your somewhat career or your passion, so that you get yourself out there and you start communicating and meeting people and socializing, and it's all about connections and getting to know what direction you're going in.
That's good. And that's what every time here, you have the opportunity to work in some offices. And so I sit there and say, go pick an office that you want to work in that's like your career, or something that you want to learn about, because the student workers that I've had always are coming back and saying, this wasn't initially my path, but now I want to do this or I want to do that, and it really feels good. So I think we give a lot of opportunities to students, even in the job.
Absolutely. And, may I say, when I had an off-premise catering business, and when I was catering a party for Joan Rivers. I mean, we all know who Joan Rivers is, right? And it was at CBS Broadcasting, and my claim to fame at that event was that I made little cookies into shapes of a Jewish star and little menorahs for her dog Spike. But at that party, the current chairperson of the hospitality department, Miss Lynnda Wasserstein, a beautiful, classy woman, had came over to me at this event and said, "Oh, your name's familiar. Were you a graduate of Nassau?" And I said, "Yes," and so she then had said to me, "Well, I'd love to have you come in and be a guest lecturer and talk about, how you started your catering business." I said, "Oh, it would be my pleasure." And, P.S. I did. And after that experience, she brought me into her office and she asked me if I ever considered teaching. And to be quite honest, I almost fell off the chair. But she was the one who saw something and said that the students, really, were engaged and really got a kick out of me, and she felt that I had this something in me to become a professor. So if I wasn't out there and I wasn't getting involved and meeting different people, I think I never would have even have had this opportunity.
Right. Now that vegetarianism and vegan and gluten-free and all of these pieces come together when we're looking at meals and drinks, how does wine fit into a vegetarian lifestyle or a vegan wine? I've been hearing a lot about that and reading about it. Do you know how that works?
May I say?
Yeah.
A lot of it could be marketing terms when it comes to wines. So you always need to be a little cautious of that. Just like where they say, I'm looking for a wine that does not contain sulfites, when sulfites is natural and it's on the grape skin. But yeah, there are different styles of wines that are being produced for all different types of cuisines. And is it true that you can actually make a vegan wine? Or is that just something in the way that the fruit is made, if it's a grape wine or a red wine? I was going to say it has to do, I think, with the whole production of it. Well, what is vegan? Right. I don't know.
Well, we're going to come back on that note. You are listening to Lion Tales on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. My name is Aurora Workman, along with Dr. Lynnda Nadien. And our guest today is Steve Urso, an associate adjunct professor in the hospitality department here at Nassau Community College and a Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits of America sales consultant and a proud alumni of Nassau Community College. So as we get close to our end, let's learn about your sales consultant. Is that I always think glamorous jobs come with wine sellers.
Yeah, well, I got to say, you got to go out and hustle. There is a lot of glamorous things that happen. We do a lot of events. Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits, we are the proud producers of the New York Food and Wine Festival here in New York, which takes place in October. And that's wonderful because that's teamed up with the Food Channel. So if you're into, all the celebrity chefs like Giada and Rachel Ray and all that. So we get very involved with them, and that's always a good time. But yeah, there's something to say about having lunch in the afternoon and sipping wine, and then going into the evening and sipping wine. But of course it's got to be balanced. Yes. And, and I got to kick it up at the gym a little harder, may I say.
So as we close, tell us about your celebrity catering. And you've catered for many celebs, and I know our listening audience wants to hear about it. I have. So I told you a little bit about my Joan Rivers story. I have a funny story. I did a party for some of the women in Sex and the City. And we all know Samantha. Right. And forgive me, that's her name on the show. Right, on the show.
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall, thank you. So I had catered a wonderful party for Kim Cattrall, and it was themed on the beach in the Hamptons. And so I did this event, and I worked behind the lobster bar, and I had on like a lobster net shirt just to be fun.
Blend in with
and
the
it was
lobsters.
me and a couple of other fellas, and I think I was a little more stealth at the time. And so Kim came up to me and she says, "Oh, may I ask, do you catch lobsters with that shirt?" And so then I looked at her and I says, "Honey, I'll catch anything but crabs." So, but yeah, no, I've had the great opportunity to be in the company of a lot of celebs at events. It's always a good time.
Yeah, it must be. You get to, you're the one that gets applauded for how the event goes. If food is not good.
Oh, that is true.
They blame
the caterer gets blamed all the time.
Who brought that vegan wine?
I'm going to have to do some more research for you on that vegan wine.
It's like, what the heck is this going on with this gluten-free?
It's funny because gluten-free doesn't mean fat-free, but on Twitter, everything is about this vegan wine, and it really probably is just labeled as such, like you said before. I don't think it's really going to matter if a vegan decides they're having a regular bottle of Pinot.
Right, because I don't really see any animal product being involved in the process.
That's true.
I think it's got to do more with just the marketing.
Yeah, that's really very funny too.
Well, we'd like to thank our guest, Steve Urso, an associate adjunct professor in the hospitality department here at Nassau Community College, a sales consultant for Southern Glacier Wine and Spirits of America, and a proud alumni of Nassau Community College. So we hope you can join the Alumni Association and bring some of that talent to us.
Absolutely. And may I say, for those listeners out there who may be considering coming to Nassau, education starts here. Come on down.
Yes, that's right.
It's a terrific experience, and guaranteed to really get you motivated for a great career ahead.
Mm-hmm.
We want to thank you for being with us. My name is Dr. Lynnda Nadien, along with my fabulous friend, Aurora Workman, president of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. The creative director of Lion Tales is Rudy J. Breedy. This show is a production of the Nassau Community College Alumni Association. Visit ncc.edu/WHPC for more information. Available as a podcast on iTunes, Android Podcasts, and Spreaker. Lion Tales is powered by the Nassau Community College Foundation on the voice of Nassau Community College, 90.3 WHPC. We'll talk to you next week.